Well, greetings and salutations, friends, and welcome back. No, I have not fallen off of the face of the planet, although the universe, it seems, made it appear that way. I've been trying to do this show for three different nights, and all three nights, well, the first night, there was a massive heat wave here and it was like 110 degrees in my studio. And we all know I can't run an air conditioner because then the audio files complain about the buzz in the background. Apparently, the noise removal's not enough, or I don't know. So I just said, well, I'll do it the next night. I'll do it from the cabin. And then that didn't work because we had no internet at the cabin the first night I was there. And then I said, I'll do it the next night at the cabin. Huge. We had a huge thunderstorm in the town where my cabin is, and there was down trees all over the place, all over the roads, and more importantly, all over the cable lines and the power lines. So we lost power for I think like a day and a half, and there's no internet when there's no power. It was a whole thing. But here I am, and I'm happy to be here. We're going to take a moment to welcome in the live chat, whether you're chatting on our newest platform and my favorite, our Kick Chat, or our home base here on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitter, or on Twitch. Welcome one and all. I will be reading your live chat comments. And I always say this, if you become a Kick follower during the live broadcast or a YouTube subscriber, I give you a big shout out and thank you. If you become a YouTube subscriber, just make sure that you write "I subscribed" real big in the live chat, because I don't get a notice for new subscribers on YouTube, but I do on Kick. So we thank Kick All Globe Cucks who just followed the channel. And we want to thank Not Henry TV, who just resubscribed on Kick and has been subscribed for 5 months, 5 months of support. Thank you for that. I've been awake for 32 hours, exactly 1 hour sleep, not even tired, says JLW. Well, we welcome you here, and we're glad that you are here. So I've been trying to do this show on Michael Salla, which is what the major presentation is tonight. Michael Salla and this guy JP, for those unaware, when he first came on to the secret space program grifter scene, he wore masks, but most famously, he wore a paintball helmet that you can get from Amazon for $40. And that was supposed to be like from his super soldier outfit. It's so stupid. And by the way, we did a whole series here after Corey Good's grift scam, went belly up. Who will be the next SSP superstar? And we covered Ismael Perez and Randy Kramer and Tony Rodriguez and Elena Dannon and some of these other grifters out there telling space adventure stories for cash. But we didn't include JP because I thought there's no way he's going to be the new big star because he's wearing this paintball helmet and his stories are stupid and ridiculous. And this guy's so boring. Well, it turns out I was totally wrong. Because JP has now apparently gotten a contract or a deal with Gaia TV. And guess who's interviewing him on Gaia TV? Jimmy Church. That's right. The same greaseball, loser, scam artist. Alleged scam artist who brought us Corey Good and David Wilcock, right? And all those conferences where Jimmy Church is like, my good friend Corey Good introduced those guys at their grifter conferences. Now, Jimmy Church is going to interview the paintball helmet guy, JP. He is the new secret space program superstar, taking Corey Good's old job as the Gaia TV super soldier, or not super soldier, secret space program storytelling retard. Now this guy JP got the Corey Good gig. So I guess fuck Corey Good's out, right? Oh, and by the way, Corey Good recently had to file another thing in his bankruptcy. He's trying to declare bankruptcy so he doesn't have to pay all those people that he sued. And they countersued him and got judgments against him to the tune of, I think, hundreds of thousands of dollars. He's free to correct me. Don't sue me. So he tried to declare bankruptcy, Corey Good did, and it's not working out for him because first he said his income was like I think he said 3,000. By the way, I'm going from memory again. Don't sue me. First, Corey Good told the bankruptcy court, "Well, I have about $3,000 or $4,000 in income, and that's just coincidentally what my household expenses are. So I'm barely able to cover my not much money left to pay all those people that I owe these legal judgments because I sued them and they won." Right? Now, Corey Good is apparently saying that his income from his shitty new documentary, the shittiest documentary I've ever seen in conspiracy land, it's so bad, which wouldn't even get approved to go on Tubi TV or something, right? They'll take anything. They wouldn't take Corey Good's shitty documentary. But apparently, he has amended his bankruptcy filing, and Corey Good has said now that his income, which I guess is only from the new documentary. Remember, he played the shell game. He scuttled the old companies and said, "Oh, they don't have any income. I'm starting a new media company." And he started a new LLC, all allegedly to hide money from the people that he owes money to, including his former business partners, which he sued and, embezzled money from allegedly. Well, I don't even think I need to say allegedly because he admitted under oath in the courtroom deposition that he took a few $100,000 from that account that wasn't his. Anyway, and again, allegedly, I don't know. Now Corey Good is saying that his income is $13,500 a month. I don't believe this. I do not believe that Corey Good is making $13,500 a month from the shittiest documentary I've ever seen in my entire life, which, by the way, I think he should be investigated over because he's got his children in this. And those children are apparently handicapped or special needs or autistic or something because they had to go to special schools. One of them is over 18, but the other one isn't. I mean, I don't know how you're just allowed to allegedly manipulate your underage children into telling ghost stories on film so that you can make money with your new media company and your new documentary. And of course, Corey Good has pivoted from the secret space. Now he's telling ghost stories, basically, because nobody believes a thing he says about the secret space program anymore. I don't think he has any YouTube income. I'm sure that our income here is better than his based on just a publicly available open source data like, Social Blade. We can look at his views. The only video that he got any decent views for was the one right after David Wilcock, unalived himself. And apparently he didn't monetize that one. So I don't really think he has any YouTube income. I'd love to know. The people that he owes money to are going to tell the bankruptcy judge, I want a detailed, I want a W-2 or some proof that he's got $13,500 a month. And by the way, if his income is $13,500 a month or something like that, why can't he just pay the people he owes money to? Why can't he pay them back? Why does he have to declare bankruptcy? I think his bankruptcy is going to get thrown out because of all the shenanigans. And only a loser like Corey Good could fail at declaring bankruptcy. Like, how many filings is this now? That's not really why we're here tonight. I'm going to take some time to welcome in the live chat. We've got Chunga Station over on the Kick Chat, Hazeltron, Kai All Globe Cucks over in the Kick Chat. I see Troller Troll is here. Arlene is here. Arlene's always here. So is Troller Troll. Plan D, longtime show supporter. JLW. We've got Greg is here. Kill All Globe Cucks is in my aggregated live chat. And Arlene says, Jimmy vetted JP to make sure he was fake enough to be profitable. Yeah. Jimmy Church, enough said. Yes, if it's on Jimmy Church, it's fake and it's a scam and it's grifty, right? And yeah. If not for Gaia TV, that dude would be living in a fucking cardboard box somewhere. Jimmy Church, I mean. His YouTube channel is in the shitter unless he has a big grifter guest. That's the only saving grace he has. Let's get a big grifter guest in here. Midwest is here saying, too bad the blue avians don't have a form of currency. Yeah, I would tend to agree with you. Well, I have some things to put on the record. You guys know I like to be accurate with what I'm telling you. One moment. Oh, I'm just in my Google Drive and Corey Good's legal threat letter is here. Maybe we'll do that. Oh, and I'm a terrible show host. Once again, I failed to post a goal, so I will do that. And while I do that, I will remind you that we are a viewer supported show. We read every single super chat. We read every person who gifts subs on comes a subscriber on Kick. We read all the PayPal pledges. Just add a note. We read people buying me a coffee. Well, it's really buying me a beer because I'm not a coffee guy. But I got to tell you, during the power failure at the cabin, I'm a tea guy. Tea told, got to have some caffeinated, tea, right? Either Earl Grey or regular tea. But we're at the cabin. We got a campfire, so I made tea on the campfire. I was very proud of myself. Still able to survive even with no power. And we were okay at the cabin. Luckily, we had already we had a barbecue grill, so we had barbecue for dinner, and the kid had cereal and stuff for breakfast. We were fine. Just I learned that my family is a lot less okay with like real camping. My neighbor even commented to my son, like, well, this is real camping now. How do you like it? And Xavier's like, no, I don't like it. He likes power and internet, right? Which we do have there usually, right? JLW is allergic to caffeine. Oh my God, I would die. Yay, Steven, drink beer. Yeah, my wife, not a fan of that, but I sure am. So I have some things that I got to put on the record about Michael Salla, because a lot of people miss this, but Michael Salla really is the godfather of all this fake secret space nonsense. He's the godfather of all the fake super soldier nonsense. Anything that's fake, Michael Salla. He did the Stargates in Iraq. That's why we did the Iraq War, right? Because there's Stargates there. The Ark was buried somewhere, and it's really an alien artifact. Just like the stupidest, fakest stories ever. Michael Salla used to be a respected college professor, but around 2001, Michael Salla pivoted dramatically. He founded something called the Exopolitics Institute in 2005 and rebranded himself as a pioneer of exopolitics. He's a pioneer of something he made up. Exopolitics is supposed to be the political study of extraterrestrial life and its implications. He's authored numerous books, including the Secret Space Program series. He hosts Exopolitics Today podcast, which is basically bullshit fake stories for today podcast. And he organizes or participates in conferences and webinars. His shift coincided with a heavy promotion of sensational, unverified narratives about secret space programs, Nazi flying saucers, extraterrestrial alliances, and so-called government insider whistleblowers. And this transition of his marked a departure from empirical scholarship and into the realm of unfalsifiable claims, which are supported primarily by anecdotal testimony, or for those of you who don't like big words, supported by somebody telling a story. Critics like myself and those in Skeptical Inquirer have long noted Salla's reliance on sources that lack any independent research or corroboration, physical evidence, or even the most basic vetting. Media Bias Fact Check rates his site as promoting conspiracy pseudoscience with low factual reporting. And you can read that at mediabiasfactcheck.com. Even they call him out as a bullshit huckster. And when you get into Michael Salla, there's really no vetting, and he really relies on what I call circular corroboration. Michael Salla's approach treats unverified personal testimony as primary and important evidence. He often corroborates claims by cross-referencing other claimants in the same insular community, many of whom share the same influences from channeled material like the Law of One or prior UFO lore, stories, and mythology. This, of course, creates an echo chamber rather than rigorous analysis. He rarely demands documents, physical artifacts, or falsifiable predictions. And in Michael Salla's world, anonymous or pseudo-anonymous sources are very, very common. When inconsistencies arise or sources face scrutiny, Salla has sometimes distanced himself. After heavy promotion, this pattern suggests selective skepticism applied only after reputational or legal risks emerge. Corey Goode was the flagship case of fabricated secret space program narratives that Salla promoted. He prominently featured Corey Goode in his 2015 book, Insiders Reveal Secret Space Programs and Extraterrestrial Alliances. Goode claimed participation in a 20 and back program, or longer variants. He claimed service aboard secret space program vessels, encounters with blue avian aliens, they look like tall blue chickens, and the Sphere Being Alliance. He claimed there were slave colonies on Mars, inner Earth civilizations, and more. Corey Goode's stories fueled Gaia TV's Cosmic Disclosure series and generated significant revenue through books, appearances, and merchandise. No physical evidence, documents, or independent witnesses ever materialized to corroborate Goode's stories. Goode's background claims, IT work, Texas State Guard, face scrutiny for inconsistencies. In a 2022 deposition, Goode admitted under oath that parts of his stories were dramatization, that alien communications were his made-up intellectual property from meditative practices, and that the 20 and back was trademark intellectual property rather than a literal, real physical experience as presented. Famously, he was asked, has he ever been to space? And Corey Goode said, well, not in my physical body, but I've astrally traveled there. And he also admitted that he presented fictional elements as fully real for public relations and sales purposes. He reportedly stated variations of part of it's real, part of it's dramatization, and questioned, what does it matter if it's real or not? Salla initially embraced Goode as a key insider whose claims aligned with others, but by 2022, Salla publicly distanced himself on LinkedIn, stating he found no corroborating evidence for Goode's newer claims. And those would be about the Andromeda Syndicate, AI-controlled invasion fleets, and more. In a 2024 X post, Salla noted Goode's deposition contradictions and described him as having become toxic to the broader secret space program narrative. So see, there's like a divorce between the grifters, you know? And of course, this represents a clear instance of Michael Salla profiting from and later distancing from a source later credibly accused of fabricating core elements for commercial gain. Elena Dannon and the Galactic Federation is another story that he has heavily promoted and profited from. French contactee Elena Dannon claims ongoing telepathic and physical contact with beings from the Galactic Federation of Worlds, including Thorhan Iridon. Her narratives involve factional Anunnaki politics, Enki, Ea versus others, ancient space arcs, massive ET vessels in stasis containing technology and sleeping giants, and Anunnaki scientists, crystal jewels with organic consciousness, and humanity's integration into these galactic councils. Salla has platformed and profited from Dana extensively through joint interviews, roundtables, and articles. Her stories dovetail with JP's claims, creating mutual reinforcement. Like Goode's, these rest entirely on personal testimony with no independent verification, artifacts, or falsifiable elements. They recycle and expand upon decades of old contactee lore while adding contemporary geopolitical flavor. And then there's my favorite, who we're covering tonight, JP, the paintball helmet wearing U.S. Army insider. More recently, Salla has heavily promoted JP, full name Jorge Pabon, a U.S. Army veteran with paratrooper training via the 7th Special Forces Group. JP claims childhood Nordic ET contacts later encouraged him to join the military for deeper secret space program access. He describes multiple classified missions, activating ancient space arcs, including one in the Atlantic, relocating consciousness-imbued crystal jewels, encounters in underground cities. He claims that he took part in mining operations at Saturn's rings by the Earth Alliance ET forces, and also claims direct Nordic ET interactions. Salla has published books, U.S. Army Insider Missions, Space Arcs, Underground Cities, and ET Contact, and dozens of articles and videos featuring JP's photos of alleged anti-gravity craft and mission accounts. These claims remain unsupported by any real evidence. Photos are unanalyzed and any rigorous scientific context. The overall presentation, tactical sounding details from an Army veteran mixed with fantastical elements, has drawn skeptical commentary, including references to gear or presentations evoking low-budget or paintball helmet aesthetics, in contrast to claimed elite military ET operations. Michael Salla presents JP as uniquely credible due to his active or recent military status, and says he was given permission by the government to disclose. Yet the stories follow the same pattern: extraordinary claims without extraordinary or even any evidence at all, monetized through books, Patreon exclusives, webinars, and more. So Michael Salla's operation is explicitly commercial. He sells multiple books full of bullshit via Amazon. The SSP series has achieved niche bestseller status. He maintains a Patreon with tiered memberships of $7 to $38 a month, offering early podcast access, ad-free content, webinar discounts, exclusive live briefings. They're not briefings, they're bullshit sessions. Often $55 for non-members. He has run some SSP conferences in Hawaii, and he runs a shop for past DVD and webinars, and these add to his revenue streams. This model thrives on the audience's desire for full disclosure, ascension narratives, and insider access. By framing unverified stories as scholarly research into exopolitics, Salla lends a veneer of legitimacy while delivering entertainment and hope to believers. The financial incentive to sustain sensational content, regardless of the weak evidence, is clear. He has a terrible track record. Michael Salla has promoted and endorsed figures and narratives later determined or exposed as fabricated, including aspects of Project Serpo, certain Nazi ET alliance claims, early reliance on sources that were criticized even within ufology for poor vetting. He has made historical nods to Bob Lazar or Philip Corso, known hoaxers, in broader discussions. His own site and works recycle tropes like Eisenhower's alleged Nordic meeting, Stargates in the Middle East, and JFK's assassination tied to UFO disclosure, claims long dismissed by mainstream historians and skeptics for a complete and total lack of evidence. Even sympathetic voices in the broader UFO community, like Richard Dolan, have noted differing standards of evidence. Salla's ecosystem often features super soldiers, remote viewers turned SSP operatives, and contactees whose stories conveniently align when cross-promoted. So Michael Salla possesses genuine academic credentials in political science. However, his exopolitics business model here consistently prioritizes compelling, evidence-free stories over verifiable facts. By elevating figures like Corey Goode, Elena Danyan, and JP, as well as Randy Kramer and others, while monetizing the resulting content through books, Patreon, and events, Salla operates a grift that capitalizes on the public's fascination with UFOs, aliens, and disclosure. These narratives, Blue Avians, Conscious Space Arcs, Saturn mining missions, Galactic Federations, and paintball helmet adjacent insiders, offer no falsifiable predictions, no reproducible evidence, and no mechanism for actual independent research or scrutiny. These stories persist because they sell. Legitimate scientific or historical inquiry into UAPs or potential extraterrestrial contact demands far higher standards. Sala's so-called work exemplifies how academic trappings can obscure profit-driven promotion of fantasy. The universe may contain extraterrestrial life, but discovering it will require evidence, not endless cycles of unvetted stories repackaged for the next webinar or book. All right. I'll take a moment to check in with the live chat before we get to the video. Oh, I'm way behind in the live chat. Just bear with me. All right, we'll take a moment to welcome in the live chat. Remind you, we are a viewer-supported show. I'll be reading every single super chat. I think I set the, I set a goal for tonight. And if we hit that, we'll be doing a Wackadoo of the Week segment. We've got several Wackadoos of the week. I don't know about this. Salla is only pro-Trump like Genie Decode. I didn't know that he's a Trumper too. Great. Why is Stargate always a source for grifters? It really is. It really is. It's like they watch too much Stargate. Yeah. Archaic Revival is here. Haven't seen you in a while. Welcome. All right, we're going to get to the video now. And this is about JP, who says, a day after filming a UFO, JP met a Nordic alien face-to-face. And I don't understand, why did he film this shitty UFO, but he couldn't film the alien? Seems suspicious to me, but yeah, what do I know? All right, let's get to the video. And I'll put my fair use banner up in a moment. This is fair use. It's a transformative work. We're educating the public and critiquing the video that we are sharing. Let me get that banner up. And by the way, Michael Salla, why are you such an intellectual weakling and coward? You're supposed to be so educated. I'm a college dropout. I would mop the floor with you in a debate about the nonsense that you sell people and the harm and the damage that you have done to many, many people. He won't do it. He's blocked me on Twitter and Facebook. He doesn't like critics, and he doesn't like scrutiny, and he doesn't like somebody making fun of him for platforming losers like Corey Good and promoting losers like Corey Good. You see how that worked out for him. But by the way, even though he now admits that Corey Good is not a credible source of information, since Corey Good admitted himself that he made up those stories that Michael Salla sold retards, his book, that's all Corey Good stories, is still on Amazon, and he's still selling it. Why don't you do the right thing and take that down, Michael Salla, you piece of shit? You've admitted that those stories are fake or that those stories are not credible, right? We want to thank Salty Pug for being a member for 12 months, 1 year of support. Very, very kind of you. Let me, we're going to change the background here. Oh, what just happened? There we go. We want to thank Salty Pug for being a member for 12 months. That's 1 year of support. Praise the cash, Salty Pug.
Praise the cash, praise the cash, praise the cash.
All right, and we've got Troll with one for the goal. I'm confused. Did the mother die or did the successful kid die? I'm overwhelmed with emotion. Boo hoo hoo. I'm not sure who you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. Whose mother died? I don't know. I'm confused. Troll. Put it in all caps. Explain what you're talking about.
Praise the cash, praise the cash.
The cash, and we want to also thank Steve Mack for being a member for 18 months. That's a year and a half of support. Thank you, Steve Mack. All right, how long before people start complaining about the cash clown? They complained about the horn, right? And I'll check in with the Kick live chat, but the Kick, well, they're kind of brokies. No Kick support so far. We might turn it off. All right, let's go and listen to Michael Salla, the garbage peddling scumbag who makes his living lying to people. And, you know, these guys all, once in a while, I hear through the grapevine shit. Like Michael Salla didn't like our last coverage of his. And he said something about my view count, right? Or something like that. Like, well, he's not even getting 10 or 20% of my views. Well, I'm not lying to people or giving them fake fantasies every day, you asshole, scumbag, grifter. So I'm fine with my level of views because we tell people the truth here. Unlike you, who make your living lying to people. And what's that like? Every day you wake up, yeah, I gotta use these college degrees that I worked so hard for to sell people fake fantasies. Great, great. You must be. Your parents should be real proud of you. What did little Michael end up doing with his life? Oh, he sold people bullshit, alien bullshit for a living. Great.
And the very next day, he had an encounter with a Nordic extraterrestrial who shared the extraterrestrials are now making contact with people all over the world and are introducing their craft to.
And this whole story is so stupid because apparently JP's got his phone on him and he can take a picture of a UFO in the sky. But the next day, when he met the aliens, he couldn't take any pictures for us or anything.
Private citizens.
Oh.
You're listening to Exopolitics.
Hold on, we got to fast forward that because this clown uses copyrighted music to stop people from criticizing his shitty show.
To the show.
I'm happy to be here, Doc, to bring you this information that I just experienced. It was really overwhelming for me.
And let's be clear. Look at the framing of this. Let's put an Army uniform behind him. Let's put a U.S. Army logo behind him so that he seems like a credible person. You wore a fucking paintball helmet pretending to be a super soldier, you asshole. I don't care if you were in the Army. Eat a dick. You're not credible. You know what would make you credible? Not that you were in the Army, having evidence. This guy is the up-and-coming scammer like Corey Good. He's just going to, I don't even know if he has a real job. I think he just does this secret space clown stuff, right? Incredible. But it's interesting that they frame it. Why does he need his Army uniform behind him? He's no longer in the Army. Could it be just to remind people like, hey, I'm in the Army, I'm credible. And look, he's got Sala's shitty books behind him as he's helping Sala hawk the books. Maybe they got an arrangement, like a 50-50 deal on the books, because they both seem very interested in promoting each other.
And exciting having this experience. Doc.
Doesn't Michael Salla look like Lurch? Look at him. Jeez, he looks like he's half dead.
Great. Well, why don't you, just for the sake of people who maybe are seeing you for the first time, just say a little bit about your service with
Probably.
the Army and the covert.
Maybe a little longer. I was a paratrooper. I know that.
Of the Space Command.
You rang.
So,
Super Soldier Paintball. Yes.
I served in the U.S. Army. I was stationed in 7th Special Forces Group that is located in Eglin Air Force Base, the biggest Air Force base we have in the United States, and the best of the best. We have the best people working there.
Yeah, and this is also deceptive. He was stationed at a Special Forces base, but does that mean he was in the Special Forces? I don't believe so, but he's free to correct me. He's yet to release his DD-214 to prove any of his military claims at this point. And I don't know personally because I have not taken the time to verify his military claims. But maybe somebody will, because quite often we find out that some of these guys who say they were in the Army, or like Randy Kramer says he was a Marine, Sala promotes Randy Kramer all the time. He says he was a Marine. He never was a Marine. So, and by the way, I'm not saying this guy's a stolen valor fraud. I'm just saying I personally have not seen him present proof of his military service or his military claims.
I'm not saying that all.
So we have to be very cautious when a UFO grifter claims military service. History has taught us that.
Cases are not the best, but Eglin is where I served. So I served as a 91 Juliet Quartermaster Chemical Repairs paratrooper, jumping out of planes, C-130, C-17s, and other flying vehicles. We went into different types of missions. I lived in the barracks in 7th Group Special Forces Unit for 6 months, and during that 6-month period, I was invited to go out and train with other people that were dressed in black and also go on covert missions out of the area where Seventh Group is.
Yeah, you notice these guys are all always heroes. Like, I was selected to go on secret missions. Okay. And now they just let you go on fucking YouTube and tell everybody about the secret missions? Or if they were secret missions, wouldn't the government not want you telling people about them? None of this makes any sense. It's all childish and stupid.
And like by Duke Field and Eglin Air Force Base, we have a big circumference of where to go, and sometimes we go to North Alabama or south of the United States to other places. We're in charge of Southcom, lo que sea, donde sea, cuando sea.
If we continue covering him, I will take the time to get to document each of his military claims and to verify or bust those claims. But nothing would surprise me at this point. Nothing would surprise me,
Del preso libre. So, and everybody's involved. Some people are just working in the base, but there's some people that are chosen to do.
He got the uniform at a thrift shop. You could buy one on Amazon, I think.
Or the people that are chosen, we have different types of abilities that.
Oh, he's a super soldier.
For.
He's got superpowers.
The ability to bring these ships down. Some people have the ability to communicate or had communication with ETs or extraterrestrials of different species. Other people are technological and they're really advanced, high IQ, and know how to develop or how to lead a team in a beautiful professional way. Other people,
an E8,
have the ability to like an archaeological mind that they can find certain things that other people can't. So they put all these groups together from different religions, different races, and people that have these abilities to a team, and they take this team to do covert missions that are classified, that work with other.
Okay, so here he says he worked on classified projects. If you work on classified projects, you can't go on YouTube and talk about them, you fucking moron, retard. Like, this is so stupid, right? Why do I have to do this? Why doesn't Michael Salla stop him and say, well, if these missions you worked on are so classified, why are you just allowed to talk about them on YouTube now? And by the way, if he really worked on classified projects and went on YouTube and started talking about those classified projects, he would be immediately arrested. This is what these grifters don't want you to know. There's a reason he's not getting prosecuted, because the government doesn't care about bullshit artists telling fake stories on YouTube. Conscious Choice says JP was 4 years in the Army. He had basic training and a few weeks of parachute training. After that, he was a mechanic and took care of the water supply. Could be. Just like, Corey Good was in the National Guard. He was an IT guy in the National Guard. He didn't do anything like impressive or combat or, anything like that. He just used that military background to bolster his credibility as a bullshit artist. He makes the TikTok people fall for it. Yeah, there's a lot of stolen valor frauds out there. I personally don't like them. My father was a military guy. I have many military members in my family. We don't like stolen valor guys. And by the way, I'm not saying he is, but I'd love to see proof of all of these claims. We've never seen any proof.
Governments or other agencies that are not heard of or known of yet. I think that's going to be part of disclosure, of disclosing these other type of agencies that exist. It's not only just the 3-letter agencies, but other agencies that involve with portal technology or manipulating space and time technology, or technology that involves.
If he was an E8 in the Army, then he was either a master sergeant or he was either a first sergeant or a master sergeant. So that's pretty low rank in the Army, right? I mean, what is it? Private, I don't know the military ranking system, but sergeant's pretty low on the totem pole of Army service. It's not like he was a general or a colonel or even a command sergeant major or something like that. So he's pretty low enlisted guy, not very well, ranked.
Full, things that we haven't even heard of. So it's that's where I'm coming from, and that's my background. And other than 91 Juliet, I did other types of jobs in the military, in the Army. So it's not just that particular.
I'd love to go to an Army spokesperson with all these guys' claims. Like, can you confirm or deny that this gentleman was in a secret space program and met with the aliens and the Army told him to do that? It's so stupid.
Particular MOS. Once you join 7th Group, you have to learn how to do a lot of different stuff, not just your MOS.
Well, for people who want to learn more, I recommend that they go to this web
not a high rank.
page on my exopolitics.org
Sergeant Major or
site
First
where
Sergeant?
I actually have the details. I mean, we've
15 to 20 years?
About
I don't know about this. We're going to have to check into his whole military claims.
UFOs, different extraterrestrials, service with the US Army. We've got 3 books, and we've got lots
thank you,
of
Stephen
articles.
Yeah, I'm going to have to research this Army
and
claims.
videos that you've produced. So people can just go to exopolitics.org.
Here's the book pitch. Buy the
go
books.
to the witnesses tab, and under that, just click JP articles, photos.
I don't know how
and
long he
videos,
was in the
and you'll be
military
taken to
for.
this page, and
But you know
everything
what?
is available for people.
We'll get our military records expert. He's the one who helped us bust Randy Kramer. We'll get him to check into this guy's claims, and we'll find out if he was even in the Army, and if so, for how long. We will find that out. So the felting will be slow motion with this guy. I just honestly, I haven't had the time to do the paperwork. We have to go to the National Personnel Record Center and request his enlistment date and his discharge date and whatever records that we can publicly get. And we'll get him, Mr. Paintball Helmet Guy.
That want to learn more about JP here. So what I want to now focus on is this.
Yeah, he mentioned he was a
first of all
specialist, which
had
according to the computer
a
is an E4.
video taken of a UFO craft that you saw on the night of June 10. So why don't you just tell us what happened, set it up.
He was
and then
4 years in the Army.
2 videos you sent me.
If he was 4 years in the Army, he couldn't be an E8.
I invited
I don't think so.
And we were walking, and then one of my daughters, she was like,
would you trust either of these clowns?
I think I saw something
in
the corner of my eye.
No, I wouldn't.
I'm like, okay. So I started calling them down because I saw it too. And she was really kind of scared. Because, she have seen things, but
yeah, can't be an E8 for 4 years.
She's really in tune of the atmosphere and everything. So
I'm fine
said,
with that,
okay,
but I'm not
this.
fine with stolen valor frauds.
We were talking about different things, and I said, watch this. Come on, guys, show up. And they flashed up, and they started showing themselves, and they disappeared again. And I said, come on,
we got a
yourself.
fan of this bullshitter. Listen, it's not my place. Where I don't even know where somebody in the live chat said he was an E8. Was that you? Then you prove he could be an E8, because people in the live chat are correcting me saying, oh no, he said he was in the military for 4 years. You have to be in the military for a minimum 15 years to become an E8. This is according to the members of our live chat and fellow truth seekers who are probably right? Salla needs to chainsaw his eyebrows. Yes. And like I said, we're going to do a deep dive into his military claims. We'll get the claims, and then we'll go to the Army, and we'll try to verify his claims.
We're here. So they start showing themselves.
We've just now begun to cover him.
I tried to take pictures, but I said, no, let me take a video, because everybody wants videos. Video evidence is always better. So people ask for videos, so let's give them videos, Let's give them
I think a 30-year veteran would know how long it takes to become an
want to
E8.
show himself. They gave me the opportunity to take a video.
Dr.
Let's do it.
Gusica wouldn't trust this guy to
So
sell
then
me
the
a
second video,
taco.
you can see the better structure of the light and all that. Yeah.
Well, before we discuss the second video, why don't we just show the first video in its raw, unedited version?
Oh yeah, where do you see this
And
video? This is his proof. It looks like a
not
fucking
magnified
flashlight
or anything. You can still see the UFO in here. So let's play the first version, and it has the sound of you talking about it. So let's play that for people. Here we go.
All right. Something in the air.
All right. Well, the best I can do on the fly here is
It just disappeared.
to become an E8 in the Army.
Come on,
I'll do that
rear
for you.
here for me. There we go. Let's go. Come on. There we go. Let's go.
Okay, so
On average.
yeah, you want to kind of like just describe. Well, I guess you just talked about that process, and you're about to discuss the second video. So
this video was taken over behind my woods area, right? It's a beautiful.
You don't get that
area,
rank in 4 years.
right?
It takes decades. Plus, this
I know
guy's
you
talking
haven't
about
been there, you
portals,
have
so that's
walked
enough
through
BS
these
for me.
woods.
Also, can any of these guys
And
invest in real cameras?
This ship was over this area right here that we see. It's
Let's
over
look
a
at the
pond.
UFO
This
again.
pond is like 250 feet by, and it just disappeared. Come on,
What
rear
great
for me.
footage, right? What
There we
incredible
go.
footage.
Let's go. Come on. There we go. Let's go.
That could literally be anything.
okay, so yeah, you want to kind of like just
It's
describe,
a dot in the sky. Oh no, it's
well,
an
I
alien
guess you just
mothership.
talked about that process, and you're about to discuss the second video. So
Yeah,
So
being
this
behind the
video
garden
was
like
taken
Emery.
over behind my woods area, right? It's a beautiful wooded area, right? I know you have been there. You have walked through these woods, and this ship was over this area right here that we see. It's over a pond. This pond is like 250 feet by 300
All right.
feet.
According
in
to
diameter.
Grok and ChatGPT, you can't get an E8 in 4 years. That takes 17 to 20 years. That's the most common range, according to Grok. 12 to 13 years time in the service. Completion of professional military education, master leader course. Most soldiers who make it to E8 do so between 17 and 20 years of service. So it's impossible to become an E8 in 4 years. But I don't know what his claimed rate was.
You know, it's a good sized pond. And north from that pond is where I live. So I live like probably a
Can't believe
football
these
and a
two
half
circle
field
jerkers are
away,
adults. I know.
or maybe 3 football
He
fields
prestiged 4 times.
want to be precise. And that
Master
ship was,
plastic
these
surgeon.
ships, they always
He's
fly
a potato rank.
above there.
All I see is a telephone
And
pole.
I remember a long time ago.
No, man,
I was
that light in the
walking
sky
through
was
the
an
woods
alien
with another
spaceship.
Green Beret, and we're locked and loaded, and we saw a lot of people with tents living in these areas, and we were asking ourselves, like, how is this possible? You know, and these people have like 16 different tents. These tents look gray. They look all the same. They're not different colors. Usually when you walk into a camp where you...
So again, he had a camera the night before to take a picture of this alien spaceship that's just a light, a dot in the sky that could literally be anything, you know, but he didn't have a camera to take pictures of these people he encountered or the aliens that he's going to talk about coming up here.
See these people living there. They have different color tents and it's unorganized and all that. But this looked, everybody organized and tents. So we looked at it from a distance, and a guy approached us in a
Grab
beard.
a chair 3000
like,
didn't even see the light. Yeah, it was
we're
only
just
appeared
here.
for a
Don't worry
second.
about us.
They must have put the cloaking device on.
My friend that is a Green Beret, he says, "Oh, okay, we just want to make sure because we have, kids, so we want to make sure who's in the area."
Yeah, we'll find out what his claim rank was.
Like, what's going on? Why you guys are here? They're saying, "No, we're just here for a little bit." And we found that so weird. And then like 2 weeks later passed, and we went over there, and it was gone. No more tents and organized. So we were thinking it was probably government or
I'm gonna try to find
type
out.
of agency doing research in this area where I live. After we had the first experience of me interacting with the Nordic in these wooden area and catching
This guy could have just come across people that were camping and just decided they were Nordics. Maybe he's mentally ill or delusional. Like, who knows?
pictures over my backyard of a triangular ship hovering over the grass. So I think this area is really special. I don't know why I chose this house where I live.
Anna Louisa
But
says
this area for me
truth.
has
He's
been
lying.
more special because this is where I have been interacting more with Nordics, ETs. And this is when I mute my phone.
He's interacting with Nordic aliens.
Okay, all right, no problem. So we've described, or you've given updates in the past about your encounter with Nordic ETs in these woods,
All right.
just,
Well,
behind your home, and I've
apparently his DD-214 is in the book. His discharge. He enlisted in late 2019, and he received an honorable discharge in 2024 as a retirement with permanent disability benefits. Oh, the guy's a disability guy. Great. What's his disability? His discharge document lists him as a specialist E4, specialist E4. He claims to have completed paratrooper training and served with the 7th Special Forces Group at Elgin Air Force Base for most of his service. JP's story, including the short service time combined with Special Forces attachment and high-level missions, has drawn skepticism from veterans, but this is the account he and Salla have presented consistently. So he was in the military for 4 years. He couldn't be an E8. That's just not possible, not in a 4-year stint. There's clips of him saying to Salla that he took alien or some type of damage from his black ops missions. Is that why he's on disability? Because the aliens injured him? This is so stupid.
actually been there. I've seen it. So yeah, there's a wooded area behind you, and as we can see, it's quite a large area. So
now that I know that his military claims are on the record claims with Salla, we'll be able to confirm or deny those. We'll be able to verify them or call bullshit on them. But I'm here to tell you, I really don't see a guy who was in the Army for just 4 years getting to go on secret space missions. But I mean, that's just me. I can't prove he didn't go on secret space missions in the 4 years he was in the Army. But 4 years in the Army is a very short time. You got time for basic training, and you got time for a couple of years worth of work and whatever specialty that you were assigned to, whether that be electronics or auto mechanics or infantry or sniping or what, like, I don't know. But it just seems awfully, this guy was only in the military for 4 years and he's going on all these secret space missions. The guy said he went to Venus during mining missions of the rings of Saturn, right? Or it was Saturn, not Venus. Sorry. Hard to keep track of all the bullshit.
That wooded area where you went, remember that creek that I showed you with the water? We follow that creek straight to this pond.
I see.
So that was the creek that we followed, but we'll get to that.
Sorry, I thought the audio messed up. It's just the headphones are crawling off my face.
So now, why don't you tell us about the second UFO video that you took on June 10?
Well, that was right after that other one that I wanted to take pictures to zoom in. So I zoomed in a little bit more, and I took more video of it stationary.
Yeah, it doesn't add up for 4 years, but it does add up for a grifter.
It was the same time.
Oh, it was in the Army for 4 years.
40 seconds after the
KP duty.
Okay, so here it is.
Went to Uranus.
You clearly see the UFO this time. Here we go.
Well, you can tell the difference with the airplane on top. Where is it? You can see it's stationary because my my house. That's actually my house right there.
Oh, it's an alien spaceship.
I'll play that again.
Well, you can tell the difference with the airplane on top. Where is it?
And I don't really know what we're looking at. It's a light in the sky. It could be anything.
So what's this airplane on top that you were describing?
The airplane on top was more. I was talking to my daughter, and she was looking at it, and her eyes went like this. Whoop! She couldn't She was like, "Wow, this is amazing." And there was a smaller to the upper right. There was a smaller plane blinking, and I think this plane was checking this.
He claims he participated in classified missions, including to space arcs and inner Earth locations from 2021 to 2024 while serving in the Army.
2 days prior from this.
So the green and the red light, that was the plane or this object?
No, it was the plane on the car. This object right here is the UFO.
Okay.
Yeah, this guy's got children.
And so, yeah, you were about to say something else.
I went, I did stories, and people that follow me in my channel, I do Instagram stories sometimes, and I go to the base where I sometimes have my, picked up and all that. And I showed
he's picked up by aliens,
the white vans. I showed people the airport.
Sorry, guys,
what
my dad
happens
is crazy.
when these Black Hawks land down and people come out, and I was there with my truck and all that. And when we got there, people could tell you
he's using
in the
his
comments
daughter
that they saw my stories on my Instagram. They turn off the lights of the airport, and people started getting out from the house. And I said, okay, this is the time we have to get the heck out of here. And I was showing this information to everybody that was live.
He's been to Saturn
watching my stories, and we ended up going to the field where the TR-3B came down. We just did that video, and by the baseball field, and it looked like they knew I was heading over there because two guys in black cars were parked.
Sorry, kids, your dad's a grifter.
And I just kept going straight, did a U-turn, and went back home. I said, okay, we're not having this. We're just going back home. And a lot of people saw in my stories.
Listen, he claims he went on classified missions, but he's on YouTube talking about those classified missions. If those were real classified missions that he was on, he would be arrested immediately. You can't go on classified missions with the military and then go on YouTube and talk about them, right? I mean, it's just so childish and stupid, right? We ended up going in the field, says JLW. Yeah. Well, don't worry. He's going to talk about meeting the aliens next, but he didn't have any ability to take any photos of the aliens or video or record the conversation with the aliens. But trust him, he really met Nordic aliens. Right behind his house, there's some woods that the aliens come and meet him at. Why can't they land on his front lawn? I don't know. I'm not making this shit up. He is. Blame the grifter, not me.
That was 4 days prior of everything happening with the Nordic.
Let's see. Okay, so now you've taken these videos.
Or they'd at least arrest him
the night
and
of
shut him the hell up.
Your daughter was there and she saw it, and so now you have those videos.
Listen to Salla. Use the guy's underage daughter to corroborate that he really took video of alien spaceships because his daughter saw it too. What a grifter, scummy thing to do.
The next day, around 10 a.m., you had an encounter. So why don't you tell us about that encounter?
So my family, they were out. They were doing some things that they needed to do, and I stayed by myself home, and I was checking out a bird's nest that was being built. A bird built a nest.
He was snipe
right
hunting
inside the back part of my house.
Stargate was a documentary, according to these lunatics.
Sparrow's nest, and I was just checking it out. And when I start looking at that nest, it was around 9:50.
I know. I want to meet those Nordic women. They're always blonde and hot. I like blonde hot chicks. I married one.
And I'm like, what the heck is that? I look into the woods, and I see a person standing right behind my backyard, and I heard in my head, "Come out. I want to meet with you."
What type of mushrooms are growing on his property?
I close my eyes, I open my eyes, and I still see the person there. So when I look at him. I look at the uniform. The uniform shines when he moves.
Yeah.
Towards me.
You can't just talk
And then
about
he
it
does
if
like
it's
this.
classified. Moist
And I'm like,
tasteless.
oh man. So it's by that swing area where I took you, Doc. That back part of my house.
Yeah, come on
He
out.
was standing
I wanna
right
meet
there.
with you.
So that area
Yeah.
right there is really special for us. My wife, she goes and meditates there. I go there and meditate. That's our meditating spot right there.
Yeah, gotta go meditate.
My daughters, they
get
go
the
out there and
aliens to
meditate.
come.
So we go to that swing.
That's how you get
to
the
meditate
aliens to
on-
come. You
to
go
bring this
meditate in the
beautiful
woods like an
frequency.
asshole.
So it was standing there, and he invites me to go down. So I put my
He is
my
boring.
boots, and I meet this Nordic back there, and I ask him because it's always good to ask.
Do they
talk
love
to them.
swings? Yeah, maybe.
And I say, "Who are you, and where are you from?"
Guys,
He
I'm
looks at
totally
me,
in the army. Just look behind me.
and his
Yeah.
eyes is
starter
like
pack.
a bluish gray color. This time I really, really looked in his eyes, and he looked at me in his eyes.
Maybe
And
the
he
alien was
said,
looking for a Hummer, dude. You don't know,
"Federatio
Dr. Gusiga.
Geratica Britgalam." I'm like, "Federatio Galactica Britgalam."
The alien
Like,
just
that's
took
a
one
mixture
look at him and knew he
language.
spoke Spanish and decided to speak
So,
Spanish to him. That's
I
convenient.
know what it means at first. I did the research after.
No alien has blue
those
gray
words
eyes. Checkmate, skeptics.
Stayed imprinted.
You know, my whole family has
my
blue
mind.
eyes and kind of gray blue eyes, except for me. I have brown eyes. My what? And I mean, my original family, like my mother and my father and my brother, all had big, beautiful blue eyes. I didn't get those, which is kind of a travesty of genetics. I got shit brown eyes, but I'm okay with that. There's contacts, right? I used to wear color changing contacts way back in the day when those were popular. Remember those? I had purple eyes for a while. But in my current family, my wife and my two boys got big, beautiful eyes. I got shafted genetically, right? I got shafted. Well, let's get back to the video.
The way he told me is like I couldn't forget. Federatio Galactica Britgalam. So I was like, what the heck? Like I couldn't get it out of my mind. And I said, take me to your ship. Take me to where you're coming from. So he went down through the creek. We started following the creek.
Yes.
My house, following through
that
the
was AI
creek.
ciphers. That was
And
confirmed AI.
We walked down.
Somebody edited
this
the
lake,
video to give that guy black eyes.
This pond. And you can see, the little roads and all that. But we went.
If he spoke to them in English, why would they speak to him in Spanish?
And this pond is like 200,
knowing that he spoke Spanish,
circumference.
Right? Very
My house
convenient.
is north of it, so we walked the whole woods.
Right this way, sir. Let's go walk in the woods with a stranger.
And we saw, the animals. I saw so many deers looking at us, like literally, like 3 families of deers just standing there.
It was an illegal alien. That's why it spoke Spanish.
They were doing like this with their heads, similar to what they do in Nara Park. If people understand how they do it, the deers, what they do over there in Nara Park in Japan, they bow their heads, and they were bowing to this person, like in respect. And I'm like, what the heck is going on here? A Sleeping Beauty kind of deal is happening here. So I'm like following this guy to the pond, and he has short hair, blonde, bluish gray eyes. He had a uniform, and it's similar to the uniform what I send you.
This guy's a big uniform fan.
That patch. So it was the same. It similar.
Of all the humans on Earth, the aliens want to talk to this douchebag.
Took a picture in Orlando.
No bueno.
He told me to go inside their ship. So I was like, okay, so these are the same guys. And he's taking me to his ship. So when I go into the pond and I see this beautiful UFO, similar to the UFO with a porthole, and it's the same color of the sky. It's like
they were super impressed by his army logo and uniform,
and it's hovering over the pond, and you could see the ripples in the bottom of the ship with the pond going out like in waves, like this, and it's hovering over this pond. So I'm like, man, I was thinking, okay, did it come out from this pond? Or
it must be
is it just hovering over this pond? So now it got me thinking, what is this pond?
New Spaceballs
behind my house? Is it an entrance of some sort? So I think I'm gonna bring.
The pond has a portal in it.
People here, maybe you could be part of that team, and we're gonna investigate more.
He'll be selling hover cars.
What is this pond?
Eventually, they all try to sell the hover cars. Yes, and free energy devices.
He started saying. We started talking. And he told me, we know, like telepathically, he was saying to me, we know what's happening on Earth. We have been communicating with everybody for a long time.
I just want to mention that this is fair use and transformative work. We're educating the public. We're critiquing the video that we're sharing and the claims being made. Our live chat is discussing it. This is the textbook definition of fair use, and it is allowable by law. So let's continue. I don't know how it lost the fair use banner. The grifters love to file false copyright strikes when we make fun of them, right? But look at these two clowns. Do we really think we're getting the truth about alien visitors on Earth from these two clowns?
We are now communicating with people in different places. Everybody
can't hide a space boat in a pond. Yeah.
Consciousness now. We're overseeing
telepathic communication,
the war and what's happening, and we're not pleased. So they said they're not pleased what's happening in this war. And they told me that they have a major base.
Yeah, maybe we will.
He told me to
pretty
say
slow.
This. They have a major base in the north part of.
You notice how these guys always pretend that they have secret knowledge from aliens, and the aliens want them to tell people? If it's such a secret, if you're an alien and you got a secret base on Earth, why would you tell this douchebag to go tell everybody where your secret alien base is? This makes no sense. Grifters.
North part of Israel. Okay. And I'm not here to be part of nothing political.
Telepathic Hebrew, yes.
Okay. I'm not here to be, to be in sides. I don't like to get into the war and things, but he told me to relate this message.
The aliens told him to tell us this, guys. This is important.
Very interesting that he said that they have a major base up there on the north.
And he also told me he knows about all these war propaganda. He said something about we know about all these frequencies being said. So right there, I understood that they have a way.
Luther, the writer, is here.
These transmissions and all these.
Then you just get flagged.
Or frequencies that we put out there.
Don't bring the flag. It's to my channel, Luther.
Go through them somehow, and they know how to capture.
For those unaware, the quartering is really down bad, and he's not going to stream for 3 months, and so people are making fun of him, and he's just flagged like 3 more channels. He's popping pills and drinking and just going after his critics, and Luther's getting hammered. Luther, you got to come on and give us an update sometime, Luther Morgan. And I got your book. And by the way, Gabe Hoffman rescheduled for a future date. We don't know the date yet, right? The Felt Wars continue. Yes. Well, I'm sorry your channel got flagged. It's interesting that all these channels got flagged, and I went after the quartering pretty goddamn hard. But then along comes what's the new guy's name, Luther Morgan? Don. And he's getting like 1,000 live viewers, and people are going after him. I don't know. nobody flagged my channel. I almost feel left out, but honestly, I need my channel, so I don't want to be included with the flaggetry.
These frequencies, because they're the ones that gave this technology to us to transmit.
Yeah, Don Flurgandy. He sure doesn't need a shout out from me.
Okay, now when you were told,
I hope he does well.
The major,
I really do hope he does well. But one thing I worry about there, Luther Morgan, is that flash in the pan syndrome. He went from like 10 live viewers to 1,000 live viewers overnight. But he's very entertaining. He's got a great gimmick, so I wish him all the best. But why am I not getting 1,000 live viewers to cover the quartering, right? I have no luck sometimes.
Underground base in northern Israel.
I'm going to try to interview Darkside Phil again, right? Because I need another big bag of money.
What immediately comes to mind are the Golan Heights and Mount Hermon, because
the Hebrew alien Kobe script. This is an old one.
Place where the fallen angels landed, and there has been a long time
mix in the Nephilim. There
Mount
you go.
Hermon has some major underground facility related to extraterrestrials or these fallen angels. So, are we talking about the same beings, a different group of beings? Who are they?
He just
I
said,
don't lie enough. That's the problem.
Galactica, Brit, Galem. And after he said
does anybody know what language that is?
That they're watching.
Is the alien speaking Hebrew or is that Spanish? I don't know languages very well. But since he's saying we have a major base in Israel, maybe he's speaking Hebrew, the alien?
Overseeing everything. And that they're going to show themselves more often to stop something to occur.
That's true.
That can
people prefer an ugly lie
with
people prefer the
he said something about
pretty lie to the ugly truth
of communication. So he's talking about this can mess up the fractal time of communication. I did not understand what he was saying about that.
Oh, are you
but
really?
He made me understand, like in
why don't you let her rest in peace like her parents want you to? You know she's not alive. Are you really the guy that was on? Yeah, Salla just did a new show about Amy Estridge, even after being threatened to be sued for lying about her being alive, running some secret base, right? Somewhere. That is the lowest form of griftery. It's like a necro grift, I call it. If somebody died, you let them rest in peace. You don't continue to grift off of them. And unless you have 100% verifiable proof that she's alive, you don't go on a public live stream and say that she is. We want to thank Farty McFly for a kind and generous $2. Just to remind everybody, we're a viewer-supported show. We thank every single contributor, like Farty McFly here, and Trolley Troll, and all you people that are members and longtime show supporters. So thank you, Farty McFly, for your kindness, generosity, and support, helping us to raise it, my friends.
Like different time, like is messing up with the timelines. Or
maybe we'll cover the Amy Estridge necro scam next. That's despicable, disgusting.
Okay,
somebody's doing that.
Maybe at this point, do you want to share what you found those terms mean?
Yeah, I doubt it. I doubt it.
Because Galactica, I mean, that sounds like
what you're saying. If you're promoting that she's still alive and she faked her death, is what you're saying is that the police in her local area, the coroner, and her family are all in on a big conspiracy. And I'm sorry, I find that hard to believe. Did you speak to the coroner? Let her rest in peace. Her family doesn't want you assholes running around sharing fake conspiracy theories. I have the police reports. Oh, now I'm going to get argued with by a grifter who's pretending a woman who tragically unalived herself is still alive for clout, for grift, and for views. Great. Unless you have 100% incontrovertible proof, then you're a piece of shit.
The Galactic Federation.
But don't worry, I'll get to that video next. I just saw that it was posted today. I haven't seen it.
A Latinized version of Galactic Federation.
It is. So we did the research, and Federicio Galactica is Galactic Federation.
Yeah, the
Okay.
evidence is
Just
coming, so you don't have any
Galactic
evidence. Then. You're
Federation.
just
Okay,
you're
that's
promising you're
very
going to get
interesting
it.
because we just
Sure,
had
you do.
actually yesterday, in terms of the time, we're recording this on June 12th, but on June 11th,
Troll with another one for the goal says, my last super chat was referring to DSP turning on the waterworks while playing a sad video game. I'm not sure if it was Dark Souls or not. Well, it had something to do with a guy who was going to like help out his parents. So that made him cry because he's ignored his parents for years. He won't even go visit them. Troll. That's what made him cry. I think so anyway. But thank you, Troll, for your kindness, generosity, and big support of the show.
Praise the cash, praise the cash, praise the cash.
All right, we're going to continue here. Well, we usually don't. Yeah. I'm stupid. Yeah, you're the asshole that's out there promoting that a dead woman is alive, but I'm the asshole. You're a piece of shit. You are the lowest form of scum on planet Earth if you're out there promoting and profiting from pretending that a woman who tragically unalived herself, who, by the way, was severely mentally ill and was off her meds, is still alive and running some secret base. And by the way, she knew nothing. She knew nothing about anti-gravity. She knew nothing about real research. She knew nothing about any of that stuff because she's promoting Bob Lazar crap, which is completely and totally fake science, but not to speak ill of the dead, right? Yeah, here we go. But you know what? You know what is fun? The grifters are allowed to come into my live chat and interact with me and challenge me, but I'm not allowed to go into the grifters chat because they all live in a fucking echo chamber because they're intellectual weaklings and cowards that can't withstand the least little bit of debate. And here we have somebody that did, I guess this is the guy who did the Michael Salla video where he claims that he met with Amy Estridge, who tragically unalived herself some time ago, but she's running a secret base right now. I mean, and when confronted for evidence, I'm the evidence is coming. Well, why would you not wait until you actually had evidence? You can email me at truesecretshow@gmail.com and you can come on here and show us your overwhelming evidence that you're correct, that you really met her and that she's really running a secret base, right? You can come on here. It's not going to go well for you. There never is any evidence. Yeah. We've gotten stuff like that. I'm getting distracted here. I'm trying to pay attention to the secret space grifter, not the Amy Eskridge grifter.
We had
see that though. These people, some of these people, they want the clout, they want the attention, right? There is no science. Then show us working anti-gravity. All these people that say they know the secrets to anti-gravity, not one in the history of this thing has ever shown a working prototype. Well, then I guess you don't have working technology. I guess you have bullshit. And I suspect that if you got anything, you got a collection of nonsense, kind of like the collection of David Wilcock nonsense. That is, nonsense cobbled together from all over the internet, open source nonsense, nothing new, nothing that works.
It was Uri Geller confirming that Hein Eshed was still committed or had not walked back his claims that there was a galactic federation that was working with the United States. And
those claims came from who? His granddaughter, who heard Laura Eisenhower talking about that. This was the famous thing where former head of Israeli space agency said there was a galactic federation. He was talking about things his granddaughter told him that she heard on the internet. But Michael Salla ran with it because he's a grifter and a scumbag and a dirtball and a dickhead.
Israel, he mentioned Israel. And so that's interesting that Haim Eshed, speaking with Uri Geller, confirmed that, yes, Israel and the United States are working with the Galactic Federation, and now you have this experience with a Nordic-looking ET who says that there's this major base in northern Israel.
Right. Not familiar with him.
That it is associated with the Galactic Federation.
And hey, I don't want to get in trouble, but I want people to understand that
this is the circular corroboration.
And
well, somebody in Israel talked about the Galactic Federation
connecting with these guys.
And this guy said the aliens said there's a Galactic Federation base in Israel, so it all must be true. Okay. Two guys said something.
No, and
yeah, and you could just say things. You could just say things. It's fine. It's not proof.
They know
it's not evidence
that we have a big following. They know. They just know. They know that a lot of people think about these situations.
Yeah, because you're a piece of shit. You are a piece of shit. You are a piece of shit claiming that a woman who tragically unalived herself due to mental health struggles is still alive. For what? So you could get some clout? So you could get some clicks and views and some fame? Do you understand that her family specifically begged for people to stop with the conspiracy theories so she could rest in peace? And they're still grieving her, but here you are in my live chat trying to get some attention for yourself, you piece of shit, grifter, disgusting, despicable dickbag. Email me, truthsecretshow@gmail.com. You could come on the show and show us your overwhelming evidence, and you better have overwhelming evidence to be making those kind of claims. But I have a feeling you don't have evidence, because earlier you said, the evidence is coming. Well, then where is it, asshole? Why don't you wait until you have evidence to go and re-victimize her family who are still grieving her tragic death, you piece of shit? My God, there is no human decency. These grifting content creators will do anything, fuck anybody, hurt anybody, destroy somebody's memory of their loved one, do whatever they got to do just for a few clicks, just for a little bit of fame, just for a little bit of money. It's despicable. It's disgusting. Yeah, there I go. I'm allowed to feel this way because I know that you're a bullshitter. You know how I know you're a bullshitter? Because you did a show with Michael Salla, the biggest bullshitter in the UFO alien grifter business, who's brought us the most fake stories of anybody. William Tompkins, Elena Dannon, Randy Kramer, the fake space marine, Corey Good, and then you. Congratulations. You're in a stable full of despicable, disgusting, lying, grifting scumbags who did it all for fame. And look how it's all working out for them. Randy Kramer's basically a homeless loser that's hopping from hotel room to hotel room, begging for people to give him money so he's not homeless. Corey Good's in bankruptcy court, being sued into oblivion. He's broke. He's desperate. Do you see where the grifter road leads? You might get a short-term gain. Like, oh, well, maybe you'll get a little bit of fame and a little bit of money for a while, but it doesn't go anywhere. I don't know who mentioned suing. I sure didn't. I said Corey Good is getting sued into oblivion because he is.
I think I'm taking sides, right? But I did serve this beautiful country, and these Nordics are in contact with the United States.
I have no idea, Hank McGurk.
Well, I think it'd be good if I actually play that clip. You want to listen to that clip, and then we can comment on that clip.
Sure.
Uri Geller and Haim Eshed talk about the Galactic Federation. And so we can hear what they have to say, and then we'll compare that to what you were told.
Sal's already been threatened with a lawsuit for his bullshit, but he doubled down.
Haim Eshed and Uri Geller talking about the galactic.
Yeah. Okay. So Uri Geller, the fake psychic who fooled people with children's magic tricks, is with this former head of the Israeli space, space agency.
Federation.
So, my dear friends worldwide, I received from you thousands.
It's great that the grifters bring in other grifters to prove their points. Uri Geller is a proven grifter. Do you know he was sued by people he tried to scam with his psychic powers? He told basically like oil and mineral companies that he could locate things like gold and oil deposits, and then he wasn't unable to do that after taking an awful lot of money from them. He was also sued into oblivion by the famous magician Amazing Randy. I think they sued each other back and forth a bunch of times.
Of emails, WhatsApps, social media, asking me the question, what happened to Chaim Eshed? Why did he disappear with such mind-blowing knowledge? I mean, the aliens,
knowledge,
the Galactic Federation.
They were secondhand stories. He heard from his daughter, who heard these stories from Laura Eisenhower.
Chaim is here. He's my friend. And I pose this question to Chaim, and he will explain you why suddenly you didn't hear from him. Go ahead.
My understanding was that when the black man visited me, and when I say black man, it's those that I didn't know, couldn't find anywhere, and they came to my apartment, didn't know how they knew my address, and tried to inquire me on the edges of, let's say, nuclear physics and other things that they know. I had a past dealing with it. And I tried to say that I'm not going to involve with it until I'll make a confirmation with my brother, Uri Geller.
Now, I'm just pausing right there because that's very interesting.
Yeah, it is very interesting. One guy who said stuff about aliens is sitting with a fake psychic who uses children's magic tricks to fool stupid people into thinking he has. And I can say that with some degree of confidence, having been a professional magician. Do you know, Uri Geller appeared at an International Brotherhood of Magicians international conference and was a speaker and taught the magicians present there how he did some of his fake psychic tricks. And then the big thing was there was a big pitch to sell a very, very expensive thousands of dollar course in how he did all of his tricks. So he basically admitted that his superpowers aren't real. He's not really a psychic, and he used children's magic tricks for all of it. Why are we still listening to Uri Geller after he admitted himself that he scammed the public for decades with fake superpowers?
After he made his announcement that there's this Galactic Federation, he was visited by these men in black. So, you know, what do you say to that?
Well, when I took the picture of the TR-3B that is being shown in Washington, D.C. Stephen Greer, right? I got visited by these men in black, and it's not.
Oh, now he's getting visits from the men in black. Oh no!
They can now. I call them the men in jeans. It's not like they can be anybody. No, the man in jeans can show up with a regular hat, plaid shirt, and say to you, "Hey, stop talking about this crap. We don't want you involved with this. And if you keep talking, we're gonna make your life miserable. We're not gonna make you live." You know?
Oh, geez.
And when I got
the common trope too. Oh, I'm so brave for telling you guys all this truth because I'm getting threatened by the men in black and the cabal and the deep state, and they're going to destroy my life if I keep speaking out. But I'm going to keep doing it. Well, okay. Just like all these other guys, Bob Lazar was threatened, intimidated, shot at, but never filed a police report or anything. They all use this. It's a storyline. It's a plot device. Like, oh, the men in black are threatening me because my information is so important. Yeah, some guy talking about meeting aliens in the wooded area behind his backyard is really going to upset the government. That has no evidence. Come on. This is so childish and so stupid.
This experience in Boulder, Colorado, and they picked me up and they took out their police uniform. They acted just like the man in black. You know, they were in police uniforms, and they took out their police uniforms, and for me, they became not cops. They became like really, like, like, hey, we know who you are, and we're going to do this even if you want it or not, and you can't stop us. If you try to stop us, we're going to make you.
By the way,
so that's the vibe that I was getting.
This guy and Salla are now grifting. The latest video is about med beds and how they work. Come on, med beds. This is science fiction. It's taken from the movie Elysium. That's where they all get it. Go watch the movie Elysium. There's med beds up in that satellite, and the rich people have access to these med beds and superior medical technology. Pretty gross that he's promoting med beds now. That's how you know this guy is a grifting scumbag loser. Med beds? Come on. How many shows have we done on the fake med bed grifter scammers? There was Randy Kramer, there was Sarah Adams and Pete and Roxy and Octorus Ra. We've done at least 5 shows on med beds and med bed scammers. Med beds are a scam.
And they come out of nowhere, and they scare you. They do. And when you have a group of military guys, a little bit more builder than me, and they're locked and loaded, and they grab your shoulder and squeeze your shoulder and look at you and smirk and says, "You're coming with us." Yeah. You can't do nothing about it. I know people say,
it actually came from
why can you scream?
Edgar Fouché.
I have a family, okay? I have friends that I care about. All that goes into your training when you're like, we train for this when we're in the military. If we get captured by people, and I was in the military.
By the way, the grifter in our live chat that was wanting attention, yeah, that's the guy who did the interview with Michael Salla. Eyewitness claims meeting Amy Eskridge, who leads anti-gravity research at an underground spaceport. Well, show us the underground spaceport. And that's Michael. So this guy wanted attention. He came in here wanting us to give him attention because his channel's in the shitter. He apparently hasn't made a video in a long, long time. Right? Yeah, exactly. Good point. If med beds were real, why is JP on medical disability retirement? Why doesn't he just heal himself so he's able to work again and stop taking a free government check, right? Yeah, they basically ignore me and just continue with their scams, right? But we do make an impact. We have wrecked quite a number of scams and grifts here and grifters' careers, right? Yeah. So the person arguing in our live chat, and by the way, he has no evidence. I'm already getting messages from people who have listened to that show. He has no evidence. He has a story. That's all he has. Great. Upset that poor woman's mother, father, sisters, brothers, cousins, relatives, neighbors, friends, loved ones, so that you could get a little bit of fame with this loser, Michael Salla. Congratulations, you're a piece of shit.
Okay, so
and now we're going to cover that.
I have to be careful. I am a military veteran, so I have to be with my head in the swivel, looking around, because I served in this beautiful country that I am in living right now. So
yeah, I get that a lot.
Well, the training.
I just wish the Lord would drop a big, huge bag of money on me.
So it doesn't matter if you're in homeland or outland. You don't know who you're messing with.
What we do know is that people like you and Hayden Eshed that are sharing information concerning extraterrestrials.
Totally fake. Med beds are totally fake.
They have been visited. Now you certainly have, as has Hayden Eshed, by these Men in Black, or now more recently,
Men in Black are watching the live stream
attire so that they don't stand out so much.
Man in jeans.
Okay, well,
he's
Men
a veteran,
in Black,
guys.
Men in jeans,
trust him, yeah.
However we refer to them. But Hayden Eshed says that these guys visited him, and that explains why he went silent. Because it's been 6 years now. I mean, nearly 6 years. He came out in December of 2020, and here we are, June of 2026.
Yeah, they threaten me all the time.
Has heard of Hayden Eshed, but now he's popped up again. Uri Geller, the famous psychic,
The famous fake psychic. And Arlene is correct. From time to time, a grifter will threaten Stephen or sick their followers on him. Yeah, or call the police on my family, or send government agencies to my home on Mother's Day to check on my children. Yeah. But we keep going here. I will not be shut down by a grifter. We always have the truth on our side. They hate that. And what they also hate? They hate that they all go into, people have hired private detectives to try to find, like a criminal past that they can use to discredit me. There's no real big skeletons in my closet. Outside of this, I'm a pretty boring guy. I've been with the same woman for almost 25 or more years. I don't know. We were together for a long time before we got married. Been married 15. There's no infidelity in my marriage. There's no bankruptcies. There's no criminal cases. They hate that. They keep trying to find dirt so they could go, see, he's a bad person. And they can't. They hate that about me. Because, most people, there's something that you could use. Me, I'm pretty boring outside of this.
This video clip with Haim Eshed. And they went on to talk about the Galactic Federation. So let me continue playing that.
Work, Madonna would have one or two. Yeah.
Especially they will understand your background.
Because they all claim it could make you 18 again. Why wouldn't all the rich people be 18 again?
Come from?
Okay. I came from the special units in the army, and there we had to find the solutions that are unusual so we can penetrate places and make all kinds of transmissions that will be undescribable by anybody, like the quantum, but also other more advanced things. So
it is
what
pretty boring.
I want to do now is find the solution with my friend Uri Geller and make the contact together. He has a better explanation to the world. I feel that I have a mission to come out when humanity is ready, and it's not yet. But I believe the work that I do, besides being scientific,
that's what they did. That's part of the scam, yes.
Semi-scientific from many countries, and you cannot say they don't exist.
Question: what is your rank?
Now, what's interesting
it's only
here
legal in
is
certain
that
cases. Like if you claim you have a Purple Heart or certain metals, and you don't.
ETs that are working with the US and
if you just like Randy Kramer's been claiming he was a Marine for decades, nobody's arrested him yet, and he uses that as evidence that he must be real because he hasn't been arrested. Even Elena Denon now says JP is talking nonsense about the ET base in Israel. That's great. Yeah, these secret space people are always fighting with each other too, because there's only so much secret space clown money to go around, right? It is, but not often punished. Special cases get punished. If it works for an agency and claims harm, they probably won't do anything about it. Yeah, it's really ridiculous. There are guys like Charles Hall who claimed he was in the Air Force. He never was. Selling books right now claiming he was in the Air Force. He has never been prosecuted, probably never will.
Israel, and we're talking about the Galactic Federation, humanity is not ready yet. So what are your thoughts on that?
I agree. There's still technologies have to be disclosed. We heard what's his name in Washington, D.C., June 9th.
David Grush.
Yeah, David Grush. Yeah, we knew everything that they were going to say. I even did a video prior saying, hey, we know what he's going to say. We know what disclosure is going to bring. I even said that we even have more than 4 different species interacting with us. And, they're telling us what we know already, what they need for order to all this to come out. What they need to
I wonder, do secret space program veterans get free breakfast at IHOP on their birthdays?
The technology that we are using working with these ETs, meaning more than one different species, the technologies that we're using entering the ark, these arcs that are in our oceans, the technology that we're using that is to cure.
Yeah, we're pretty light on the gold today.
I'm really happy with David Sinclair.
Jeez,
they just did the
still
first
beginning of the
human
month.
trial
Did
for
we miss the
longevity
good money
in
window?
medicine,
I
so
don't
he's
know.
pushing that out. God bless his heart, you know. But there's much more things that need to happen before these Nordics start showing
We'll
up
see what we
like
can do.
regularly.
Send another grifter
like
into
Fox
live
News
chat for me to yell at.
or the garden of the White House.
Yeah, apparently aliens all
I
speak
agree
Hebrew
with
now.
him that yes, there's certain technologies that need to be out there first prior of them showing themselves. And with AGI is going to happen really fast. So that's why I think he came out from the woodworks again.
Okay, well, let's continue listening because
Lena
it does
Dannon
go
is
on
no
to talk
longer on
about the
speaking
Galactic
terms with
Federation.
Salla and JP.
And let's continue.
In the Israeli army, tell everyone.
Yeah, that's a
I
vanity
was
project.
in
It's not looking good,
military
Spooky.
army, a brigadier general.
I'm going to work on that tonight.
I was
By the way,
consultant.
Spooky did one music video from my new album, not the new one that's already in the video section. That was kind of a cast-off album. We're doing a very commercial music album. For the first time in my life, I'm making a commercial album. I've never really tried to make a commercial album, but I did slowly over the last couple of years. I've been working on it for quite some time, maybe a year and a half. In any case, there's going to be a lot of music videos from that album, and Spooky did one that's fantastic, and maybe we'll start showing them. Yeah, you did do a great video. I just wish I could afford, Spooky can't work for free. Spooky should, but, I have to sometimes. But it's all about the, around the edges. So let's check in with the Kick chat. We have Gun McGray just followed the Kick channel. And I always say this, if you become a Kick follower during the live broadcast, give you a big shout out and thank you. So go on over to kick.com/Truth Show. One Truth Seeker, the word show. Kick.com/Truth Show. Go over there. If you don't have a Kick channel, Kick chat, if you don't have a Kick account, it only takes a minute to sign up for one. And then you follow our channel. I'll give you a big shout out and thank you. If you become a subscriber to our YouTube channel, just write I subscribed in big letters, all capital letters, and I'll give you a shout out and thank you. Okay, listen, I'm going to educate you because you apparently are fucking retarded. Okay? Go look in our archive for the Mark McCandlish story. Go look. Go watch the video about the Mark McCandlish because there was retards just like you, Conflict Radio, when Mark McCandlish tragically unalived himself, creating conspiracy theories and trying to make money off of his tragic unaliving event. So you know what I did? I spoke to the coroner. I got the coroner's report. I got the police reports. I spoke to the responding officer who discovered his body in his home, the first police officer on the scene. Got on the record statements and comments from both the coroner, the coroner's assistant, and the police officer who discovered his body and proved beyond a shadow of a doubt that his unaliving event was just that, an unaliving event. There was no Men in Black. He wasn't murdered. I proved all that conclusively with evidence. I have some material on Amy Eskridge. I haven't created a show about her unaliving event. You know why? Because her family doesn't want people doing that. So out of respect for her family, I haven't. But that hasn't stopped grifters and scumbags and dirtballs like you from going on shitty podcasts run by losers like Michael Salla making claims. And by the way, I've already heard you have no evidence of anything that you're saying. You have a story, because that's all anybody that does a show with Michael Salla has, a story. There's no evidence that you met her. There's no evidence she's running an underground base. There's no evidence of any of that. And unless you have overwhelming 100% verifiable, incontrovertible proof, you shouldn't be victimizing her family like this. You shouldn't be, making their grief even harder to process. Why? So you can get a little bit of fame and attention? It's pathetic. So yeah, I routinely get police reports. You must know nothing about me or my channel. I get police reports. I get police body cams. I get on the record statements from police officers, chief of police. I've gotten statements from FBI people, like the people who raided Bob Lazar's lab, right? Not a lab, his business. And we proved that that whole story in the documentary was all fake. And we did it by speaking to the police, by getting the police reports, all the paperwork, and sharing it all publicly. So you're telling me I've got nothing. You're the guy that went on a public live stream and told people a complete horseshit bullshit story about a dead woman. And you did that for clout, and you did that for clicks because you're a bottom-feeding scumbag grifter who is doing what we call here a necro grift. You know what? The poor woman is dead. She can't refute your stupid fake claims of meeting her as she's running an underground base. Show us pictures of the base. Email them to me right now. Email me your best proof right now. truthseekershow@gmail.com. Go ahead, email. I'll share it on the screen and we'll see if you've got any evidence. You've got nothing but a story and a desire to get what? Clicks, views, clout. Okay. All right. I can't get the police reports. Well, mark your words, right? I believe that sometimes those reports and the coroner's report are not publicly available for some time, but they are eventually, right? I can't do anything if they're no longer available. Yes, you're the one reporting, providing the observed story. You must provide evidence. Well, I'll go. We'll check in. We'll check in with my. Yeah, and this guy's channel is botted out the wazoo. This guy has 55,000 subscribers, and his views are like, don't look like 55,000. Sorry. We shouldn't even be entertaining this, but I'll log into my Gmail and we'll see if he should have pictures, right? He should have pictures of the alien base. He should have pictures of Amy Eskridge alive. He should have video of her alive. He should have incontrovertible proof. He should have a written statement from her that we can take to a handwriting analysis expert who will confirm that she wrote that letter. He should have something, and I guarantee you he's got nothing. Oh, no, she's alive, Stephen. Okay, well, prove it. truthseekershow@gmail.com. Email me your best evidence. So far, no email from this guy, but he wants to hijack my show, right? Okay, well, if I have a proven, yeah, you're talking about Amy, not somebody else. But I have a proven track record of doing these investigations. So what makes you think I can in this case? The only reason I haven't is because out of respect for her family, right? Yeah, here you go. Go talk to Sergeant Pugh, Conflict Radio. Go talk to that person at the local police station. Did you do that? Because we did. You didn't even talk to the local police people, you moron, right? I haven't gotten all of the research yet, but I'm convinced that you people pushing this conspiracy theory are 100% making fake claims because we have spoken to the local police, right? And yeah, you need to stop derailing our current show because nobody cares about you or your fake evidence-free claims. Come back when you have some evidence. It's not my response. And do you love this? Like, you have to prove me wrong, Stephen. No, moron, retard. You're the guy saying that a dead woman is still alive. Maybe it's your responsibility to prove she's still alive, not my responsibility to prove that she's really dead. This is a situation of, what is it called? We've done it here many, many times. Brandolini's law, which states that the amount of effort required to dispel bullshit is orders of magnitude more than it takes to create it. It's very easy for this asshole to go on a Michael Salla show and say, yup, she's still alive, right? She's still alive. It's very easy for anybody to say somebody's still alive. And in order for me to disprove that, the amount of energy required to disprove that fakery and that fraud and that baseless claim is orders of magnitude more. That all he has to do is say stuff. She's alive, right? Oh, we thank a kind and generous benefactor. Stuckelberg's dog is here. Thank you for your continued efforts to dispel delusion. Well, thank you for your kindness, generosity, and support.
Raise the cash, raise the cash, raise the cash.
This guy is taking derailed the show long. Come back with evidence.
Let's say
still waiting for an email, dumb
national
dickhead.
Community on information, and I was
Just
connected
coping.
to the important unit that could survey the world in a non-different
sick individual
methods.
Yeah.
Also, you all want to know about the Galactic Federation. We tell you, both of us.
I'm not making excuses for not doing the homework. I've actually spoken to the local police where Amy lived and tragically died. Have you? Do you have on the record statements from them? Do you have emails from them? You know, this is so stupid. You're the one making the claims. I'm waiting on the email. We're 5 minutes now. I'm still waiting on an email with your overwhelming evidence and proof that she's still alive. Or am I correct? All you have is a story, a fake story at that, an evidence-free fake story from a retard who's victimizing a dead woman and her entire family for clout, clicks, and views and fame. What an asshole. All right. We're just going to continue here and we're going to wrap things up shortly.
Yes.
I've had enough of arguing with a retard today.
They do exist. The world is not.
And, you know, not for nothing, but if you go on a public live stream saying something like that, then, you know, I'm sorry, but you're stupid. You're stupid. And then you're going to come and argue with people, right? No, and I'm not going to ad hominem attacks. I am saying, email me your evidence, truthseekershow@gmail.com. Email me the evidence that this woman is still alive, that she didn't unalive herself, that she wasn't mentally ill and off of her meds. Email me the evidence that the coroner, the local police, her family, her friends, the funeral director, everybody is in on this conspiracy. Email me that evidence. And if you don't have it, then get out of my live chat, you despicable, disgusting necro grifter. That's what you are. You're trying to profit off of somebody's tragic death. That's as low as it gets. That's as despicable and disgusting as it gets. Show the evidence or be done. Exactly. He has no evidence. I told him he can email me his evidence. We're still waiting. 5 minutes now. We're all waiting on the evidence. He's still in there bitching. Oh, Stephen, you have to prove me wrong. I don't have to do anything but pay taxes and die, bitch. You're the one making the claims. And claims that are made without evidence can be dismissed without evidence. But you see, here's the game. Here's the game this asshole wants. You have to do all this work, Stephen, to prove me wrong. You have to do all this work to prove me wrong. And then I will still just make excuses. Even if you talk to the coroner, get the coroner's report, get the police reports, get on the record statements from her family confirming that she unalived herself and she is no longer living and she is dead and buried. Even if I do all of that, this clown will make excuses. He'll say the men in black got to me, or I'm a disinformation agent or a CIA agent. This isn't my first rodeo. We've done this before with Mark McCandlish. We've done this with Phil Schneider. We've done this with how many people? David Wilcock, right? He's still alive up in the secret space program, right? People who are willing to profit from somebody's tragic death are the lowest form of scumbaggery. And here is the scumbag now. Here's the scumbag that has nothing but a story. Nothing but a story, but he's going to argue with me that I have to do all this work to prove him wrong. I don't have to do shit. You're a grifting, necro-grifting scumbag that is right now victimizing a dead woman's family. You asshole, scumbag, grifter, despicable necro-grifter. Let's get back to this video. We're going to skip by Uri Geller because he's a fake psychic I don't care about.
I feel like you feel always happy, like you're always smiling around them. You're like
oh, the aliens, they got a vibe and it makes you real happy.
Man, like you feel like tearing up. You feel like you're really close to them, like brothers.
That's true.
And you trust. That's why I walked with them through the woods. You feel like so much trust with them. And it's just a beautiful feeling when you're around them. I think when people start physically experiencing
loser that can't send any proof.
And there's something I'm going to tell you.
Still have my email.
I'm
still waiting for that proof there, buddy. Where's the proof?
General.
Where's the evidence?
Soon.
No, he said the evidence is coming. Just like Salla sold a $50 webinar saying the evidence was coming. That was a month ago. Where is the evidence from either Michael Salla or this dumb dickhead? It doesn't exist.
Me with a general that had an experience, so I'm going to try to connect you with him. He's from the Army, and it's going to be a beautiful conversation with him, and it's going to be amazing, the talks that we're going to have about what's coming down, because he has experiences as well with Nordics and other beings. Now,
you were given also a second phrase by that Nordic being you met at your home.
Yeah.
He said Federatio Galactica, and then he said something about Brit. So
Brit Galam.
And what does that mean?
Like to grift everyone.
Brit means covenant, and then Galam means wheel. The waves of the oceans. Federatio Galactica Brit Galam. So covenant of the waves. Okay. So in Hebrew, actually. So that's in Hebrew. So it's
very interesting that there's this connection with Israel, both in terms of the phrase that he used referring to a covenant, that there's a base in northern Israel.
I want evidence or I'm not wasting my time. I don't have to waste my time on people that don't have evidence.
Also have this interest in stopping a potential nuclear war.
Claims made without evidence can be dismissed without evidence. And now he's saying, you offered money to take a lie detector. If you have evidence, first you show me evidence, and then I will take the time to do a polygraph. Until then, no. Show me the evidence. Email me the evidence. You have no evidence, but here you are still arguing like a retard, you know? The problem is that some of these grifters come in my live chat and they don't know our history and how we've gotten everything right so many times and how we've disproven so much bullshit on the internet. We have a wonderful track record of dispelling fakery and fraud. Do you know I'm the guy that ruined Corey Goode's secret space grift by releasing those depositions? I was the guy who got those depositions first and released them to the internet first. Do you know how many David Wilcox scams we've busted? How many medbed scams, new age scams, right? But I don't know anything. I don't know anything, you know? I'm just going to take the word of some guy who says things that has no evidence. 10 minutes now. Show me the evidence. Nothing in my email.
From occurring, and so that kind of is relevant to this current conflict with Iran. So all very.
But he also told me. You
got to mix in current world events with your alien scams. So mix in the Iran war.
In these conversations, there's something else in Iran. There's another race in Iran, but he did not specifically tell me who these races are in Iran.
You can email that to me.
Interacting with, and they're trying to not cause a major war. And these beings are really high in technology as well. Okay, so I don't know what race they're talking about, but he said that there's a different race that's interacting also, and that
Yeah, there's
somehow
no
the
depths these
Iranian
grifters
government
won't
is
go to.
protecting, trying to protect these race that are living inside Iran.
Well, that
There's
is really
secret aliens living under Iran, and Iran is trying to protect the aliens. So they're the good guys here?
very important what you just said there, that there's a second race, another race outside of this galactic federation that has the base in northern Israel. That
Grifting
has
gravedigger, yes.
With the Israelis or with the US and the Americans. So we're talking about an agreement.
More redhead giants in Iran. The last one was in Iraq. This one's in Iran.
And the Galactic Federation. But people didn't know that Israel was part of that agreement.
Yeah,
so
all this stuff,
Galactic
Federation crap
Israel's
all
part
comes
of that
from racism.
agreement or covenant. And that there's another group in Iran of extraterrestrials that are more, let's say, threatening, dangerous, and that this conflict is really, I guess, a mirror of an ancient conflict where you go back thousands of years and you had
that's
conflicts between different groups of extraterrestrials.
They want me to disprove their bullshit instead of them proving their bullshit.
I think something is happening behind the scenes, and that's why, there is certain technologies being used. That people are not
red-headed giants, 6 fingers and toes, and 2 rows of teeth.
Or if it's something to do with portal technology or time technology.
Oh, they got secret portals in Iran. This is a total repeat. When the Iraq War happened, all these grifters said that the United States was invading Iraq to get the Stargate in Iraq. Now they've just transposed it all to Iran.
Nordics are, for me, they are the good guys. They are trying to figure it out for it not to be a destruction. That's one of the things
happens all the time. I don't fall for it anymore.
War. Somebody's causing or are pushing
the Eagle Muppet vibe
for it to be slower with disclosure. So, everybody's talking about the Spielberg film now, about the Greys and all that. I don't want to spoil the film, but
now
all these guys love Disclosure Day.
Met,
because Disclosure Day is every UFO nerd's wet dream, but in the movie, it's fictional. Wow, look at that! That's a screenshot right there. Look at this guy. In the movie, the whistleblowers have real evidence. In Disclosure Day, the movie, they have reams of real evidence. In the real world, none of them have any evidence. They just have stories. So they love the Disclosure Day movie because that's what they want, but that's a fantasy. In the real world, none of these fake UFO whistleblowers ever show any evidence of their claims. Never.
That there's going to be more meetings, more people are going to see these Nordic extraterrestrials, that's all part of the preparation process for humanity and us having kind of like open contact. So did they give you an idea of how quickly or how long that will take?
It's going to be people with influence.
That's kind of why I haven't reviewed it.
Up, to talk to people with influence in the community. They're going to choose their people right, and they're going to give them the right information, of who they are. And it's a group that is like a task force that is visiting people, random people, telling them the same information in different languages. And they're doing this in Brazil now. They're doing this,
well, if nothing else,
in Africa.
We got a new wackadoo of the week because this channel is filled with fake shit. Black goo, an interview with the Anunnaki, and it's like AI voices and shit like that other girl. It's so stupid.
They're doing this in Australia. They're doing this in the United States, all over South America, Japan. They're visiting a lot of different people.
Yeah, there's aliens visiting us all over the world, but nobody has any films of it. Nobody has any pictures of it. Nobody has any evidence of it. But it's happening all over the world. Okay.
And this is gonna come out. Like, people are gonna come out and say, hey, yeah, these beings are visiting us, and this is the information that they're giving giving to us.
So the Galactic Federation are not using just one person to be the representative for humanity and working through that one person. They're visiting many people and sharing the information with many people all over the world.
Yes,
that is correct.
They're communicating with a lot of people and influential and governmental people.
Okay. So influential and governmental. So we're talking people that maybe have big kind of like followings on social media.
I only dated a couple
several million
redheads.
followers,
not
and
a
all
preference.
Of a sudden
They always have fiery
Nordic ET.
tempers, in my opinion.
Yeah. I'm sure they know who's influential.
They pull the races from
they're
Marvel
the ones that
Comics.
gave this technology
Yes.
for us to communicate. So they've been trying. I think they have been trying to share tweaks and little tweaks of technologies to us, but it's just and he also said something about
people said that, Pig Monster.
it was so weird because he
wasn't David
he
Wilcock.
was dropping
it was
a lot of
clone or a
information
body
about,
double that did that.
He's saying that it's been like 300,000 years that we have been in contact with you guys.
Oh, they've been in contact with us
you
for
guys
a long,
were
long time.
advanced before. You guys were in a golden age before.
Oh, Ginger.
And you guys are gonna hit that age again.
It was in one of Sala's book, but it was highly redacted.
And relate this message to who can hear this message.
Yeah, of all the humans on Earth, the aliens went to this douchebag to send their message on Michael Sala's shitty little YouTube channel. This information is so important; it's world changing, and for all of humanity. Go on Michael Sala's channel and tell everybody about it. When the aliens know that everything on Michael Sala's channel is fake and nobody would believe anybody on Michael Sala's stupid channel.
So if you guys are watching this video, share this video to everybody you think that needs to hear this about the Nordics.
He sure did. I'm a big fan of Babylon 5.
To give out now. Now is up to
totally
us
unoriginal
to hear this message and write down in the comments what you think. And what do you feel when you hear?
Well, he said he
about
was.
What I'm trying.
That should be enough
to bring to the table here. Okay, I got this Nordic being communicating with us, communicating with me. When I say us, I take as humanity, because I know I give this information out.
Yeah, he just gives this information away.
I got the green light. To talk about this.
He's got the green light. He's allowed to talk about classified projects on YouTube.
And I know that everybody
you are correct,
is
conscious
really
choice. I was
excited.
a big Isaac Asimov fan. Love robots.
But we need
and sci-fi.
Slow down the snowball before it turns into an avalanche and we don't get nothing.
No.
So we need to slow it down.
I said to send me your evidence. I said, send me your evidence. And he sends me an email. Let me know when you want to do a show. Well, you have to send me your evidence first, because I'm not going to re-victimize this poor woman's family if you have no evidence. I'm not going to platform you if you have no evidence. Right? Yeah, he doesn't have, I told him to send me evidence. I didn't tell him to send me an email. He sent me an email. Let me know when you want to do a show. I don't want to do a show with somebody that's running a necro scam and grift. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do a show with somebody that's victimizing a poor dead woman's family by telling fake secret space stories about her. And looking at your channel, Black Goo, Medbeds, Galactic Federation, you're a wackadoo. And yeah, he said bye twice already. Yeah. He can't even tell the truth about leaving. Yeah. It is what it is. If the guy has no evidence, I'm not going to platform him and re-victimize a poor dead woman's family by allowing him to spread conspiracy theories, at least on my channel. He can do that on losers and scumbag channels and deceivers channels and disinformation channels like Michael Salla, Corey Good, or whatever. He's not coming here and spreading that bullshit if he doesn't have evidence or proof of his claims. And this is the problem. These people are real big on stories, but real light on proof.
Snowball really slow. We can't just go fast and everything goes berserk.
Tell so many lies, so nobody would hear them.
This is the time to take things really, really serious about disclosure.
No, I never heard about that. He got so sued many by that guy too.
Narratives now coming out that is confusing a lot of people, and we need to stay the course.
She goes to another school, or she's from Canada.
Okay, that's the main thing I want people to understand. That it's the love.
Phil Schneider had no evidence.
Together,
he was a
not
mental
being
case.
separated and talking the wrong things. In love, we need to be in love together as brothers and sisters in order.
Oh, here's the love and light crystal hippie part
for them to show up.
Okay? They won't show up if we don't show them enough love.
Wars, no more this and that. Yeah, there's certain things that are happening that we can't control.
All right, we have to stop it there because Michael Salla uses copyrighted music. We made it through this entire cavalcade of bullshittery. And what do we see as far as evidence? Big claims he's meeting aliens. No pictures of the aliens, no videos of the aliens, but he did show us a picture of a light in the sky that could literally be anything. I don't know, This mental case disease seems to be very widespread in the UFO community. Yeah. I mean, real big on stories, right? I don't know. I started on the Amy Estridge stuff. I spoke to some of the local police and some other people. I didn't get all the paperwork because there was something from her family, like, basically, please stop with all the conspiracy theories. And even though I would be on their side dispelling the conspiracy theories, I didn't really want to do that. We did do the show on Michael Salla being a necro grifter scumbag, right? But yeah, her poor family. Imagine your sister, your mother, your cousin, your friend, your neighbor, tragically having mental health issues, getting off their meds and unaliving themselves, and then assholes going on the internet saying, oh no, she faked her death. She's still alive. She's running a secret alien base, an underground base, right? That would just make the whole situation worse for you. But hey, say what you're going to say, do what you're going to do, but at least have some evidence to back yourself up. Don't just victimize somebody's family after their tragic unaliving event, right? I don't know. I like my patience for these scumbag grifters, especially necro grifters. Do you know how many people made videos that they were like channeling David Wilcock, or that David Wilcock wasn't dead, and all this kind of stuff? I feel the same way about that. It's despicable doing that. It's absolutely despicable to go on a public live stream or public video and say that somebody that's dead is not dead, or whatever the scam may be. Oh, I'm channeling him. It is. It's very sad, right? Let me check in with the Kick chat. Nothing new to call out over there, so we're good on that. Yeah, I think we're going to call it a night here. The burden of proof is not on Stephen. It's on the people trolling a tragedy. I agree. But do you notice he came in here demanding that I do all of this work to prove him wrong? I'm going to say that one more time. He came in our live chat demanding that I do all of this work, get all the paperwork, prove him wrong. No, you're the one making the claims. The burden of proof is on you to prove your claims, not for me to disprove your claims. And again, look up Brandolini's law. Brandolini's law states that the amount of energy required to dispel bullshit is orders of magnitude more than it takes to create it. And it's true. This guy just goes on a show with Michael Salla saying, yeah, she's still alive. She's running a secret anti-gravity research base with a bunch of aliens in an underground location, and I met her. Okay, so how much energy did it take for him to do that? Come up with a fake story, go tell it on a podcast? Almost none. But he wants me to get coroner's reports, police reports, on the record statements from the police, on the record statements from friends and family confirming that she is indeed deceased. You know how much work that is? Hours and hours and hours, days and days and days of work. So I don't think he has the right to demand that I do that and put the time into that. You're the one making the claims, prove them. It's not my responsibility to prove your claims wrong. And especially because it would be orders of magnitude more energy for me to dispel your bullshit than the energy you put in to create it. And sorry, not sorry. You know, I have 2 children, one of them special needs. I have a wife. I have a home that's in need of a lot of remodeling and repairs. I have a lot going on, and I'm not wasting my time proving bullshitters. Bullshitters prove themselves bullshitters because they don't show the evidence. They won't show the proof. I asked him for proof. He sent me an email wanting to do a show, which means he wants more clout, more fame from this fake story that he generated that has no evidence. That's what he wants, right? Well, he got the Michael Salla hit, right? So that was probably good for his, whatever. Yeah, so I don't know what else to say, and honestly, and he's still in the live chat. Go somewhere else and cry. I asked you for evidence. You sent me a request to do a show. For what? So you could tell your story? Great. No, I'm not letting you come on my show unless you have evidence of your claims. Do you understand what that means? You have to have proof of your claims. You're fucking going on public live stream saying somebody's running an underground base with aliens, you asshole. That's already deceased. Doesn't even see the harm that this person doesn't even see or care about the harm they're doing to that poor woman's family. He wants to use you to get followers. Of course, right? Said goodbye 3 times now. Appalachian Appaloosa Medusa. I'm going to send you a request not to do that show. Yeah, I mean, yeah, even just derailing this show. And I apologize to our audience. Sometimes I get a little fired up, and I should not let idiots with no evidence, we're here talking about what a loser and a scumbag Michael Salla is. And along comes one of the scumbags that Michael Salla is using to sell fake stories. Congratulations. You've just been used by Michael Salla to sell fake stories, right? No, I don't know what email you sent me. So I get an awful lot of emails. A lot of them get lost in the shuffle. These people deserve to be called out. Yeah, we sure do. I'd like to retire from this shit show someday. No, I love doing this show. But it's very difficult, juggling life and this stuff and trying to build a cabin. And so I think we've done our due diligence covering this JP nonsense. And of course, along comes another one of Sala's grifting partners to come here and demand that I do all this research to prove their story fake. And, not for nothing, but even if I did that, what are you going to do? What are you going to do if I get all the police reports and all the reports proving that she indeed unalived herself? Are you going to say the men in black got to those people? These people never admit that they got it wrong or that their story was fake. They never admit it. Look, we could see so many examples of that. Corey Good tells everybody under oath, I made up. Yes, I did make up stories about the secret space program. He's still grifting off of that. Won't admit that, right? Yeah, I remember Weisberger and all his evidence proving Lazar's story. That film was a giant nothing burger. Yeah, and we did the same thing to him. Show me your evidence. Send me all your evidence. He wouldn't do it. His evidence was a bullshit. They graphically manipulated a photo that was taken from 12 miles away, and they said they could see hangar bay doors. That was his overwhelming evidence. Just so stupid. Just so stupid. All right, we're gonna bounce on out of here. I got some other things to do tonight, some editing to do. I'll be back tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. No place I would rather be. Got a banger of a show for you tomorrow. We're going to be covering Bob Lazar and Travis Walton having a grifter team up, right? It's always nice when the grifters team up. When our grifting powers combine, right? They become like the Griftron, like the Grifter Voltron. Their powers of grifting combine. And of course, Chris Ramsey, what is it, Area 52? What a scammy grifter. He just forgets to tell you that they both failed lie detector tests and they both got caught lying countless times. But hey, we set up a nice set of a diner and let them do a video together that he can make 1 million views off of and get, $20, $30, $50,000 worth of ad revenue off of 2 completely and totally fake scammer grifters. It's just ridiculous. I'm in the wrong business. Maybe I should have been a grifter, right? We'll see. Ha ha. All right. I want to thank each and every one of you for joining us. I want to thank our kind and generous benefactors, all of you people, keeping the show on the air with your kind and generous super chats, super stickers. You could send a super thanks, even if the show is not live and you're watching a replay. You PayPal pledgers, Patreon supporters, YouTube channel members, Kick subscribers, and people gifting subs, and you people gifting YouTube channel memberships. Thank you all for your kindness, generosity, and support. All right. Well, that's all I got for you, friends. Until next time, my name is Stephen Canby, and good night, and God bless all of you.
Dark corners of the night, secrets hidden from the light. Whispers turn to screams, shattering all your dreams. Eyes wide open now, truth you can't disavow. Echoes through the halls, crashing all your walls. Truth seekers, exposing the truth. Truth seekers, coming for you. Uncover the lies, open your eyes. Shadows try to hide, no place for them to bide. Light will pierce you through, reveal what is true.